how are you? I'm very well, thank you for asking. My God, you guys, the help me I'm mentally ill flags are flying full mast on YouTube. Oh my God. Holy shit. Hey Percy, how you doing? Hey hippie. You guys, is it too dark in here? I can open that blind up a little. I had it opened up and the light was doing that crazy thing. Hey Mike, where am I? I'm coming to you from the bougie bunker. Hey Bash the Tragedy Pimps. I just flew out of Queen Bee's chat a second ago. You know, the longer I'm here, the more I question why that is. Because this place is it's a neon sign. It's a magnet. It's a magnet for the mentally ill. Like it draws them like with some kind of a magnetic pull. I don't even know what the girl's name was I was just listening to, and do not give a shit. Even if I knew her name, I wouldn't speak it. Kind of like don't speak the devil into existence. But let me tell you, here's what I always think of people who know that, well, they probably don't know. I just think it takes, what the hell? Oh, they're there. Sorry, my little notes. I think there are only a few reasons in my mind that people go to channels where they know that a large percentage of the people that are there can't stand them. And like, I don't know, that's just for me. I don't get my kicks that way. So I don't get it. And whoever this girl was, and here's all I'm going to say, because I'm not even going to, hey Coco, how you doing? Hi Tuesday. I am not even going to speak the incredibly scary creator they were talking about. I won't even speak that name because kind of like what I just said about summoning the devil. But here's what I'm going to say about it. This girl that was on panel was apparently messages were being sent to the back chat telling Queen Bee, you know, just cluing her in as to who this girl was and you know, who her friends are, we'll just say. And her friend, and I was only in there a few minutes, so I have very little to say about it, except this. If you're a woman and you support a guy who, I think we all know, I don't have a lot of use for Molly Golightly. However, it is for someone to threaten her life, her mother, her child, you're sick and you need help desperately. And any woman who would even admit to co-signing with that shit, and I don't know if she did, but she didn't have any problem admitting that, you know, she hangs out with him sometimes. And wow, that dude is a 187 waiting to happen. I'm shocked. I'm pretty sure there's a straitjacket with his name on it somewhere. My God. Which all segues quite nicely into what I'm going to talk about. Oh, Mike, I'm not saying his name. I will not do it because I don't want any part of that. No, thank you. But just go to Savage Live and look at her, one of her shorts. I think it was a short. It was from yesterday, I believe, maybe the day before. Hi, twin thing. How you doing? And you'll see right away who it is. I will not say the name, but he absolutely how along with quite clearly stupid and no self-control do you have to be? Because I tell you what, if I was Molly, I am running to every law enforcement agency there is, because let's just say that it sounded serious to me. Put it this way, it sounded serious enough that I would have been incredibly concerned. Hey, Constance, how you doing? Crazy Nurse, how are you? Jen, you don't do shit like that. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. What the fuck is wrong with you people? My God. There's nothing. I mean, obviously, this is one of the most extreme cases of hate that I've ever seen on here. And I hope that it's the very, very singular exception rather than the rule. I mean, honest to God, I'm telling you, it was so heartfelt that I think if she can get the information on that person and knows the appropriate. Yes, Constance, that is what I said. I know, and I try not to let the F-bomb fly 7 minutes in, but my God. Hi, Alaska, how are you? So yeah, if I were her, and I would encourage anyone who's got both oars in the water, and you know where that POS lives, if she doesn't already know, she needs that information, because I'm sorry, that is a bridge way too far, okay? There is nobody on here. Never mind that I'm a lot smarter than to say words like that out loud. Duh, idiot. I don't feel that way about anybody. My God, I'm sorry, you're not rap tight. You ain't rap tight if you are wishing death on people. And then you're even dumb enough to let it leave your mouth on a public platform. Man, I tell you what, I don't care for her, but I would never in a million years want to see something happen to her, her mother, God forbid, her child, her dog. And that goes for all the rest of them. Betty, JLR, all of them. Holy shit. I don't even know what to say. When I saw it the other day, what was interesting, funny how timing works, isn't it? Minutes after I watched that, one of my friends here on YouTube sent me a text and asked me if I'd have the pleasure of meeting that creator. Meeting, like, have I been to his channel? And I said, holy shit. I just watched Savage's little video. I mean, I think it wasn't even 2 minutes long. I mean, I guess sometimes we have to be grateful that mentally ill people are also dumb at times, like this one. And twin thing. What kind of a woman co-signs that shit? I've just, and it's this kind of shit, and nothing even close to this happened. When I left the building the last time when I did, it was because I stood back, and it was when all that Quentin Simmons shit was going on. It's not on there, Mike? All right. I don't want his name in the chat. I don't want anybody putting it here, and I'm not going to speak it, but I'll find it. Looking beyond, I don't know who. I've never seen this person until yesterday, and I don't want to see him. But when all the Quentin Simmons shit was going on, I thought that was unhinged. And I was like, oh, hell no. No, there is not a mofo in this dump that is worth running across real life, some of these people. That's why I'm always so conflicted about being here. What I love about it is it gets me excited for my day to do something I enjoy. It gets me to put a full face of makeup on, pick out a nice outfit, rather than sitting around in my sweatpants all day. I mean, those are I love all the people like you guys that are here. I love going in other channels and participating in the chat. And listen, I'm not sitting up here trying to act like, oh, I'm so innocent and I haven't, I don't ever do anything that. Listen, I fully acknowledge I talk smack on people. This is a commentary channel. That's what I do, okay? But I've said a million times, and more importantly than anything I've ever said, I have shown by my deeds that it gets left in this room. And when I hit end broadcast and walk out the door, it's done. I don't give a shit who your family is. I don't care where you live. I don't care what your job is. I'm not looking to get your channel taken down. None of that shit. And you know why? Because I'm normal. So when all that Quentin Simmons shit was going on, standing out in front of that family's house, raising hell, making life miserable for those people that were living there. Ew, twin thing, are you serious? That is so gross. Ugh. The hell? Why don't you just go to the friggin' local prison? Stand outside in the yard. Hold up a sign. I mean, my God. Holy shit. It is. I'm telling you. What this platform and all the other socials have done, they have given mentally ill, unemployed, mean / crazy nut jobs a way to, supplement their income in between EBT reloads. And it has emboldened them and made them feel like they're important. I mean, having a YouTube channel and enticing a bunch of other stupid people to follow you, that doesn't make you important. I mean, would I like to grow my channel? Sure. But guess what? And I appreciate anybody who's ever shouted me out, either the first time I was here or since I've come back. I very much appreciate that, always. Drop my link in their chat. Listen, this place is, you know, there's a whole lot of mental maneuvering that has to go on up here. This is like, well, if you try to do it the right way and you're thoughtful about it and you've actually got something to offer besides fucking crazy, well, there's a lot of diplomacy that goes on. Just because you have a bunch of people that follow you because you're willing to, like, I don't know, pour gasoline on yourself and light the Zippo, congratulations. But let's not confuse that with actual worth. So this is something I enjoy doing. I don't have an agenda on here. I am perfectly happy to come in here whenever the inclination and the time permits to talk about whatever it is that connects with me. Looking beyond, are you kidding me? Why does that not surprise me? Oh, thank you, Tuesday. I love a good animal print. The secret to wearing animal print is you have to wear it sparingly. Yeah. So here's the difference between the tragedy pimps, and I'm not even putting that dude in the same category because I know nothing about him. I don't know. But if you're a decent person, you don't want to see anyone's, whether you like them or not, you do not want to see anyone have to suffer from any kind of real life effects, we'll just say. And what's very ironic is I think some of these people are very much known for doxing and doing things like that. But that's the difference between me and them. I will never sit up here and condone, whether I like them or not, I will never condone someone making those kinds of what sounded to me like very, very serious threats. Oh, Prissy, I'm quite certain he's probably well known at, his regular places that deal with things like that. Wow. Just, I mean, yeah, I think people need to, man. It's just because you can get people to listen to you and to follow you. I go back to the train wreck thing. I mean, we'll all look, but that is a whole nother level. That, my God, JLR, you ought to send that dude a damn edible arrangement, because he kind of put you into perspective. Prissy, I will do that. Okay. Well, on that happy note, And yes, because I'm very normal, I'm going to make the standard disclaimer right now. Please do not, anyone that I speak of here, do not go to their channel, their comment section. Do not give them any harassment, hate, and don't dox anyone. Honestly, I'm still like, I am so taken aback by that. And to hear a woman co-signing. Now, I was only there, like I said, a couple minutes, so I don't know what she said when I left, but that's another, like, it's like, what kind of a sycophant are you? Like, you are what you eat, so to speak. And I mean, I don't know what kind of desperation your life must be to support and or even watch that. And I tell you what, I understand that YouTube is not, I have never reported anyone to YouTube. I never, no. But I have always heard, and I see it, and I absolutely believe, I know they suck at enforcing their own terms of service. They don't give a damn. However, that little performance, that is something that that to me is very much something they would care about, because that's not just, that was next level. And that to me is, man, there's legal culpability if anything, God forbid, were to happen. And there's several people who better hope like hell that nothing does happen to any of them, because, well, there was somebody very, very rabidly screaming about what it was going to be and who it was going to be for, etc. And to me, that is something that's not just harassment. That's, I mean, to me, your entire channel should be gone and you should be banned forever. Okay. Well, the main focus of this is going to be JLR, and I'm not, famous last words, I'm sure, but we're not going to be in here forever. I've got stuff I got to get done today. But I really just wanted to come in here and say my piece on JLR. And I would encourage everyone who does, listen, y'all, you cannot straddle the fence. It's either good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You're either for it or you're against it. You're on the side of right, you're on the side of wrong. Pick a lane. This is black and it's white. There's no gray. And if you are willing to sit back and condone this type of behavior, JLR, and to the more extreme, the one we just spoke about, who I wouldn't say the name of and do not want anyone in the chat doing it. If you're willing to, if JLR, this is for all your dumbass subs out there. You know, I try not to do this. I try not to just take, what does Betty like to say? Paint with a broad brush. Yeah, I try not to do that and lump a whole group of people into a very generalized statement. But you know what? I've been sitting back watching this for quite a while, and what exactly are his redeeming values? That's what I would like to know. What are they? that he wears a pair of tights well? No, he doesn't. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, I changed the thumbnail on this live. I think I only did it on Fashionistas, Felons, and Fruit Loops. Did you guys notice that? You know what it is? It's a like an ad for Granimals. Do y'all remember Granimals? I think this one said you could get 26 outfits out of however many pieces you have to buy. Jonathan, honey, you need Granimals. Yes, you do. But that's the least of your problems. But you know, this I like to help where I can. God knows I can't help with anything going on up here. So, you know, maybe from the neck down, I would stick with the black t-shirts with the giant media or press. You know, it's funny. Does he think that people, because I'll notice like he'll wear a shirt and it'll either say media or press. And then he'll wear a hat that says, whichever one the shirt does not say, he'll put it on the hat. Does he think that people can't like understand this one? So they look to this one? Because Jonathan, I'm pretty sure most of the people looking at you are probably smarter than you. So, you know, it's a little redundant. I think let's just pick a noun and stay with one. You don't need to. Oh God. Oh yes. Jonathan, first of all, I'm very sorry to, and I don't know either one of these people, by the way. But I think if you're a normal, decent person, well, you don't want to see this kind of thing happen to other people. You don't have to know them to feel badly for them. So, Deeds on the Street and Jenny from Gavel Geeks, I'm very sorry that most especially Jenny, I think, is, you know, bearing the brunt of most of his, I don't know, what do we call it? I mean, obviously he felt some type of way. Deets on the Streets made a 1-hour documentary style video about him. I've only seen part of it. I am going to finish watching it, but I did hear her follow up live. I didn't hear it live. I was listening to it this morning. Her conversation with Gavel Geeks about what transpired since that video dropped. Well, JLR, what's the problem? Because all she did was take your resume and let the world who, you know, the few of us that are here that may not already know about you, that's all she did. It's not like she's doing to you kind of like what I'm getting ready to do. All she did was use your words, your actions, and deeds and present it. What's the problem? That's the part I don't get. And you know, you are like a social media celebrity. So what makes you think, being as famous as you are, what makes you think that you've got some right to keep your criminal history, which is very lengthy, and your civil history, meaning your, let's just say he's what we call a vexatious litigant. Yeah, he's not allowed to file any more lawsuits, not without the express consent of a judge. And I can only imagine what what it would take for a judge to say, "Oh yes, Jonathan, yes, JLR, you're in the right in this situation." Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, is never going to happen. Yeah, crazy nurse. Yes, absolutely. Her comment says, "What is worse is it was the wrong person," which that's the risk you run when you let your tiny little brain be outpaced by your big fat mouth. That's what happens. And let's take it a step further. It wasn't just, hey, meet who my dumbass thinks is Deets on the street and put her name there. Oh no. He wants to play detective and reach out to anyone he can find on social media that is part of her family. Let me tell you something, you shitbag, and listen up. One day, you're going to do this to the wrong one. And by wrong one, I don't mean in the context of what I just said, wrong one. No, I mean you're going to do it to someone who's going to push back. And I think I've told you before in the past, but it bears repeating, so I'm going to tell you again. Tread very lightly where I'm concerned. And see, because I don't have Facebook or any of that other shit. And it's because of people like you. But, being the being the Mensa that you are. Okay, so maybe you'll find my family, friends. Well, here's what I would say to you. I would say, oh, you look at some of those names very closely. You might recognize a few of them. Yep. Google could be your friend. See, because I've told all you people that like to do this, doxing that is. Well, it's all well and good. You can do that. I mean, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. I guess, I'm fortunate in the respect that, and believe me when I tell you, I really try to measure my words. If my thought process was more in line with yours and some of your peeps, oh my goodness. I mean, I guess I could get up here like a raving, screaming lunatic and, draw all the other mentally ill moths to the YouTube flame. You will not go stand in front of my family's house screaming and acting the fool. You know why? Because there's gates in the front. And there's a little house that has a man who stands in it, and you have to be expected and or invited. Now, that's not every single family member I have, but that's more than one. I work for myself and have for many years. My family is all retired or also work for themselves. I don't have little kids. There's not a damn thing you could do to affect my husband's job. Because guess what? He's been at the same one for, at least 3 decades. I don't have a criminal record like you do. I've already explained my one and only brush with the law. I think it was, what did I say, 35 years ago? Yeah. And I was not adjudicated guilty. And aside from some speeding tickets, which, oh goodness, apparently I like to speed back in the day. So that's what I mean when I say I may be a bird of a different color or a different feather than you're used to dealing with. And I'm a lot smarter than you and your dirtbag posse. So I just wish that anyone who does not agree, why do you need to, what I want them to answer is, why do they do this? I mean, I would be embarrassed if this was the tactic that I had to take. I said in a chat yesterday, I don't watch and or listen to people who speak in crayon. And I don't. So I would be embarrassed if this was my go-to, if this is what I had to fall back on. If you are confident in your abilities, I mean, I'll give you the fact that you are, I will absolutely give it to you that you are a far sharper criminal mind and convicted felon than I am. I'll give you that. But that's it. So I and gosh, seeing you and Bets at CPAC making the damn fools out of yourself. You know what? I want everybody to think about this. God, I wish I'd taken you've all seen the pictures, okay? I wish I had one, but I don't. But you've all seen the pictures of, their little group taking videos and pictures. Can you see all those dumbasses standing in front of what looked like a decent enough hotel? I mean, I was actually surprised to see they were staying there because that looked a little classy for them. Can you imagine? I'm sorry, if I pulled up there and that bunch was standing outside chanting Trump, we love Trump. I mean, besides the fact that y'all were like a motley ass crew, I mean, one of the men is wearing fucking tights, for God's sakes. You got a guy that's got jeans on that were tighter and skinnier than the ones I'm wearing. Make that make sense. I don't know how much of a man you could be, let's just say, and zip those jeans. Goodness, there wasn't a lot of room in there. It didn't appear to be. And, then we had the guy with the tattoos all over his face, which I'm sure you're a very nice person, but, it's just off-putting to me. And I'm sure to many people. And I mean, maybe I'm sorry, I'm judgmental in that department. It's like, that to me says something. When you're putting tattoos all over your face, that sends a message to society at large. Like, I don't give an F. And I will, noted. Oh, Tuesday, please. No, she would, are you kidding me? She would have told her security, hey, you know how they kind of have to do like we'll just call it a mind sweep to make sure there's nothing that, goes boom. Yeah. Oh boy, that would be like no, they'd have held her in the back until they check that. Oh, were you there for the military ball? Yeah. Yeah, I've been to a state dinner before. They're very nice. Now shit, what was I gonna say about that? Oh yeah. All right, so here y'all are out in front of this hotel acting the damn fool. Listen, you dumbasses, it wasn't the friggin' Republican National Convention. We weren't putting up a nominee for president. Are y'all delegates? Can JLR even vote? I think Florida gave back voting rights to convicted felons. See, I don't know. I don't keep up with that because I'm not one and I don't have any in my family, so I don't give a shit. But we'll just assume, okay. JLR, I asked Betty this question the other day, and I'm going to ask you too, since you are such a good Republican. Do you tell all those people there that are in general admission right along with you guys? I don't know. I don't mean the ones with the exclusive personal invitations. Like Betty didn't get, that she lied to all of YouTube. And oh God, I mean, how dumb do you have to be to lie about shit that is so easily proven to be a lie? I mean, it would be like me saying, oh yeah, there's a giraffe behind me, or a cheetah. Ooh, how about a cheetah? Yeah, no, all you have to do is look and you can tell. I mean, I know that is a lovely garden scene back there, but no, there's no giraffe back there. Oh, but there might be some granimals hiding in the bushes, Jonathan. So, yeah, Jonathan, do you here's what I don't understand about you. Because just like Betty, you're a rhino. You know what that is, right? A Republican in name only. You know, aside from a very large animal that has a horn protruding out the front of its head. When you're there just CPACing away and you know having a grand old time, is there a point, like, I don't know, while you're standing in front of the hotel chanting Trump, Trump, we love Trump, oh God, he thanks you very much, we all do. Is there a point at which you all start, because see, here's what I don't get. To me, if you were truly political and it wasn't just about you know, you've gotten the memo somewhere along the line that if you act the ass clown and dress like a Barnum and Bailey clown, that, you know, you can get some attention, which is what all of these people have in common. They desperately need attention. Do you think there is anyone in their real life, aside from maybe their parents, who give a damn about anything they have to say and or do? They don't. They don't. That is why they will go to whatever lengths are necessary to get attention in their little pretend world of YouTube, where they are the reigning king and queen. Oh my God, congratulations, you win. You can have it. See, I wear like a badge that I am not on here for money. I don't have a lot of subs. I don't need that. That is not what drives me. I would like that. I would like to grow this channel, but I will never sell my soul to do so because I have a very nice real life. This is just something fun to do. But is there a point where you and Bets share with all your fellow CPACers some of the very Republican ideals, or I'll say conservative, we'll say that, that you two clearly are not down with or are down with? The one I always harp on, because it's just so glaringly there, okay? because I myself have an R after my name. And, you know, the lore in popular culture is, and it's probably been this way for a long time, but the old saying kind of goes, everybody's a Democrat when they're young and they're just starting out. But then once you get to be a certain age, you've reached a certain level of employment and salary, well, then everybody becomes a Republican. I mean, that's just how I've always heard it explained. And when I say I have an R after my name, let me just be clear that that doesn't mean that I go lockstep. I don't, because I'm very much pro-choice. So I don't mean to attribute to them like, you need to believe in everything that, you know, the staunchest Republican believes. I mean, I ain't Ann Coulter, okay? Although there are some things about Ann that I that I very much like. Like, oh yeah, she gives 0 Fs. Who's she? Offense. And I'm like, I'm not looking to offend people, just stupid people, because I don't give a shit about them. But there's a couple tenets that you'd be hard pressed to find a Republican that is not against. And that is, of course, the one that, you know, we all know about, the fact that they don't work, that they, I believe, are both collecting disability. Well, clearly they don't look physically disabled because, my goodness, they're, you know, Jonathan's tripping through the daisies all over the damn country. And, you know, Betty's flying here or there. Oh, no, she drives. Well, you know. So I don't know. I mean, that just leaves me to believe that whatever the nature of the disability is, it's not physical. So there is that. And, you know, whatever goes along with, let's just say, help from the government when you qualify for not working status, we'll just say. Well, I mean, I will tell you from my perspective, I absolutely have no problem in this world paying people who truly cannot work for whatever reason. I don't get that from those two. No, those two and all of their ilk, yeah, I got problems with that. So there's that. I don't know many staunch Republicans that live on welfare. And then, of course, you know, I wonder whose name his channel's in. Does anybody know? It's always been said that Betty's channel is in her mom's name. Who's his in? Whose channel is his name? No, God. Whose name is his channel in? It's rhetorical. I don't really give a shit. Okay, so there's that. And then another thing. Hi, Snickerdoodle. How are you? Another thing that I'm sure you all will agree with me on. You know, I don't know many Republicans that will do anything they can to shut down someone else's free speech. That's a very staunch position, that freedom of speech is not to be stifled. But these ass clowns think that they're the only ones who have that right extended to them. anyone who speaks out in opposition or who speaks facts to their bullshit or lies, or I don't know, just people who, they have like a crystal ball somewhere where they can, my gosh, they can figure out who's guilty before, well, my goodness, before they're even arrested. So, oh yeah, that's another good point. So they believe in welfare. They believe in stifling the speech of others. And they don't believe in due process. And don't let them bullshit you and tell you they do. Because the last time I checked, nowhere in the due process clause does it say that, you are afforded the right against self-incrimination, the right to a lawyer, unless Bullwhore Betty and Jackrabbit Jonathan and company, unless they decide you're already guilty. So, do y'all want to explain to me what kind of Republicans you are? Because you're not any kind that I know. Yeah, no, I think y'all would be much more. And I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on that. I don't want to make this is not about politics. And only if you are not that bright would you think it is. I'm just making a point. That's all. Oh, JLR, do you know something that I found out? Now I had heard this in the past. But I forgot about it until listening to Deeds. Now, gosh, sometimes if this had worked out the way that he wanted it to, my goodness, that would have been serendipity. Yeah. Kind of like pennies from heaven. His little hunger strike. Do y'all remember when he went on a hunger strike when he was in prison? Oh, God dang it. I am so sorry that didn't work out. Yeah, my gosh, we'd be sitting here talking about some other dirtbag if it had. Oh, well, I get it though. The DOC, when you're in their custody, they don't, this was one of the most litigious men in the country. So naturally they wanted to ensure that he stayed alive and well so that he could, inflict his issues on the rest of us at a future date, of course. Yeah. I'm never going to condone playing dirty like they do. I just will not. What I will condone is doing anything that is legally permissible and permissible in the YouTube Constitution, which we know they don't give a damn about that. So hell, I'm pretty sure anything goes here. Well, obviously based on the very disturbed person that we started out talking about, clearly anything goes here. It's like the Wild West. But just from the normal person's perspective, who doesn't give a damn what happens to any of these losers in real life. Of course, I don't want to see anything happen to them. But, he is on, I'm not sure if it's parole. I believe it is parole. I may or may not know who the judge is and or the probation officer. Parole, probation. I'm doing either or because I'm not sure which one it is. And I'm not going to give that information out, but I don't think it's that hard to find. If you're so inclined, I mean, I guess you could pick the phone up or you could send a little email, because guess what? our tax money. They don't pay tax. I mean, Betty might pay property tax on her house. I don't know. Don't care. What they're not paying is FICA, Social Security. No, they're getting the benefit of such largesse that we are paying for. So you and I are paying for his probation or parole, whatever he is, officer to supervise him. So I don't know, maybe they would like to know what he's up to. And now I don't pretend to understand or know the terms. I know a few of the terms of his condition, or that came out all wrong. A few of the terms and conditions of parole / probation. I do know that he has to make any electronic devices available on demand. So you're footing the bill to have him supervised. So to me, it's not unreasonable to make an informed communication. At some point, this shit has to stop. And unfortunately, let's face it, you ain't the sharpest knife in the block if JLR, if you think that that's some kind of quality content. And as long as he's got people, I think I said in Prissy's chat before I came in here, YouTube and the other social platforms have given a lot of unemployed, stupid people a way to make money. And if they think they're going to lose 1/4, and no, I don't mean a quarterly tax filing. No, I mean 25 cents. If they think they're going to lose 25 cents, the claws are going to come out, and they're going to fiercely try and protect that, which I think is evidenced by what JLR did to Gavel Geeks, thinking it was Dietz. And do you think the piece of shit even had the slightest bit of couth about him and could possibly say, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else? Not that that would have made it right at all. And yes, that is a rhetorical statement, because JLR and couth or anything of the like don't even belong in the same book. Forget sentence or paragraph. Oh, Jonathan, you know what I was thinking on the way in here? Betty, you might find this of interest as well. Since I know Donald Trump is like, my goodness, he seems to be like a personal hero. And hey, whatever, you do you. I said I voted for the idiot. Which was more me voting against Hillary Clinton, but like many people that voted for him. Well, you know what? Oh, there is a home in my family that has a connection to Donald Trump. We'll just say that. Yes. I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you anymore now, but you'll just have to take my word for it. And that is honest to God's truth. That I'm not making that up. And you know that same homeowner might have a connection to one of these other tragedy pimps. like just as far as geography goes. I'm not going to tell you which one because, listen, if they want to find out who I am, there are people on here who know, and I don't have anything to hide. And my family's already been warned, but I'm not going to make their job any easier for them. Let's just say that. But yeah, goodness, Jonathan, I think you would be, well, I just know since he's your personal hero, gosh. And maybe someday I'll tell you. Yeah, Jonathan, Betty, all you TPs, tragedy pimp people, bleh. What is it exactly that you contribute to your community? And Betty, going and being the most hated woman at a BOCC meeting who speaks out in favor of puppy mills and the like, that's not doing something for your community. I'm just wondering. Like, have any of you ever written a 6-figure check to benefit your community? Like, anybody in your family ever done that? Just wondering. Oh, something else occurred to me, because apparently our friend JLR has been, if I understand correctly, he's been out to Moselle again. I know he was in the cemetery at Paul and Maggie's grave, which is so disgusting. Like, God, dude, let me tell you something. You were, as evidenced by where you were housed in prison, which was the psychiatric wing, you were ill then, probably now, probably forever, in my opinion. And you're also stupid, because I don't know about you. Oh, well, you know what you could do? Go to my community page, and I put a link up to a book that has been written about Alex Murdaugh and the family. Let's just say that, I definitely would not be out trespassing on their property. You are aware that Randolph Murdaugh III, Buster III, Randy Murdaugh, the still practicing attorney in the firm of what was PMPED, which, not for nothing, looks like pimped, which has now become the Parker Law Group, but was Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Elsrod, and Dillard, I believe. I wonder if, hi Disayam, how are you? I wonder if maybe one of the lawyers there in the firm, I believe it is, what's his name? It'll come to me. He testified in the trial. Yeah, he's handled that property's under contract, correct? Moselle, for, I believe, $3.9 million. I wonder if they'd be interested in getting an email with just a little bit of your info on it, just so they know who it is that's out there trespassing on that property. I know that if I paid that kind of money for a patch of dirt, I don't want you running around on it or any of the rest of them. And you know, they might be further interested when informed that, oh yeah, it's the ass clown that was standing out in front of the court that was following Buster the Fourth out of court that day. The sister Lynn was there, his girlfriend Brooklyn. Now, whatever your thoughts are on Buster the Fourth, boy, you are a dim bulb, aren't you? Because if you think for 1 minute that just because Alex is in the pokey and gonna be there the rest of his life, you really think that that town, now I haven't been to that town like you because I'm not a death chaser. I'm not a tragedy pimp. I'm not a death bird. I'd say you were a vulture, but a vulture is much cuter than you are and has more hair, let's face it. But I do know from my reading and, you know, from watching the trial, from looking at news sources, etc. This is it's a very small town. And if you don't think, or if you do, let me put that a different way. If you think that the Murdochs do not still hold sway in that town and can deal with the likes of people like you coming on their property in violation of, you know, the signs all over saying not to. Oh, and then couple that with the fact that, yeah, you're the nut job that's screaming about, you know, Buster's next. Wow. Ooh, that, you know, that was almost as dumb as the fool we were talking about when I first started, who was, you know, threatening the life of Molly Golightly and her family. Yeah, you're almost at that level of stupid as you're screaming to Alex Murdoch as he's getting in the van, Buster's next, Buster's next. Well, my God, I mean, do you, like, you know what that sounds like, right? And when coupled with your very impressive criminal resume and the fact that you've been out at the gravesite, which I understand it's not illegal, it's tacky as fuck and indicates a level of, I mean, let me tell you something. If I had to sit down and eat dinner with you or Alex Murdoch, I'm pretty sure I'm picking him. Because at least he could pretend to be a human. What's your excuse? God, it must be terrible to have to live like you people do. So thirsty, the absolute unquenchable thirst that you just, it's like ever ramping up for attention. I already suggested self-immolation. Have you considered that? My God, think of the views. And I don't think it, you know, the last time something like that was done and a Life magazine photographer captured that image, oh my God, we're still talking about it to this day. It's not very smart. So yeah, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if you're somebody who feels very strongly about what he did, I mean, there are very legal and morally okay things to do. I mean, he's kind of acting unhinged. If I were Buster Murdoch, I mean, do you know that he even, okay, let me think. What was this? Was it on News Nation? It was not Ashley Banfield, of that I'm absolutely certain. But one of the channels, one of the news channels on YouTube, captured him saying those very words to Alex Murdoch. Buster's next. And the anchor, who was she talking to Brian Enton? I think so, but she, and this is not, like I said, I know for certain it was not Ashley Banfield. She actually said, oh yeah, there was this troll, but she didn't mention his name and they didn't show him. Ooh, that must have burned his ass. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yep. Let's see. Molly's bringing sexy back. JLR's bringing cuckoo clocks back. Oh yeah, Jonathan. You know what? When I asked you what you've ever done for your community, I'm sorry, y'all. I need to let you know. I forgot. There is something very important he does for his community. I remember him standing out in front of a, now go figure this one. It doesn't surprise me that he's friends with JLR. Yes, it was a local coffee shop with some kind of funny name. I mean, it was kind of clever. Something Grounds was it? It wasn't Common Ground, because nobody has common ground with him unless they're like him. But he very proudly told all of YouTube about how, yes, we are about giving back to our community, and any law enforcement officer can come in anytime we're open and get a free cup of coffee. Well, oh goodness. I mean, listen, why don't you really make it special and give them a dozen eggs, okay? Because we all know how expensive eggs are right now. My God, he is, Jesus, he is just something else. I mean, has it, honey, Jonathan, anybody home? Jonathan, don't you know that every 7-Eleven, I'm pretty sure all the McDonald's, they've all been giving cops free coffee for a long time. And some of them even give them meals. But listen, far be it from me. I don't want to steal the spotlight, okay? I'm not about trying to take the shine off of that penny, okay? He's doing a service for the local law enforcement. Who, how many do you think have gone in there? I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm a cop and I know about him, yeah, no, there's no coffee that I need free that badly. No, thank you. Well, look at that. And just like that, I'm done. God, I get tired of talking about these D-bags. And here's the thing. I do get tired of talking about them, but I am very happy and make no bones about the fact that I am pleased as punch to sit in here, drag them for filth every chance I get when I feel that they deserve it and I feel strongly about it, and build a channel off of them. I don't give a damn, because guess what? I'm on the side of right. So what's not to love? Listen, I don't come on here pretending to be like the every woman. I'm not. I like smart people very much. I like nice people. I like people that don't have a fucking criminal record, you know, as long as the paper red carpet runner that they probably put out in front of that hotel in DC for the we'll just say the Betty and JLR posse. Oh God. Yeah. But the difference between me and them is I don't want to see anybody, including them. I don't want to see anybody doxxed. I don't want to see anybody's family harassed. And if you have to resort to these kinds of underhanded, dirty, shady, shitty tactics, you have already lost. I would love for any of them to come and debate me and tell me why I'm wrong. And I did this before, and shockingly, none of them took me up on it. But I think most people, I would hope, would agree that I try and conduct myself with some dignity and class about myself. And I would never invite any of them, or anyone for that matter, to come on my channel and then do what they would do to me if I went to theirs. I let people come in this chat. Doesn't happen very often, but that's just because nobody knows me. Can you imagine the shit people would say if they knew I existed? But it does happen on occasion. People will come in and, you know, say stupid things. You're old. You have fake tits. Yeah, I got it. Betty has a list of words you can't say. And you know why that is? Because she's wildly insecure. And she needs to be in an echo chamber. She needs to get validation from the sheeple that follow her on YouTube. And I truly hate to dis-I-am, you are right. They fear normal women, so no way they'll ever engage with strong ones in a positive way. No, because I agree with the pharmacological recommendation as well. Dis-I-am. Oh. If you listen, I mean, nobody likes to hear people saying shitty things about them, but it goes with the territory. And if you believe in yourself and you're secure in yourself, well, it helps to, you know, everybody has ways they deal with stuff like that. Hi, Strange Clouds. I just feel like I just wish. I mean, I'm not going to be. Listen, obviously, some of us have much less to lose than others do. I'm never going to sit up here and say, if you don't agree, you need to speak out. No matter what you've got going on in your life. Hey, hippie, I would not say that. I know that's not realistic, and I totally understand. To me, though, it screams very loudly that they do this type of thing. It tells me what I already know, which is they're not smart. Are they crafty? Are they criminally minded? I mean, let's face it, when you talk about criminals, it helps to have a knowledge base for them. And they do. But you don't have to play dirty like that when you have confidence in doing just what listen, y'all, there's a reason that I don't ever use anybody's clips. Do you not think it would be a lot easier? Okay, I'll tell you this. Sorry, I was looking at something in the chat. It would make my life so much easier if I just did what everybody does. Put one of their videos up, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, and do a commentary on it. There's a reason I don't do that. That being said, well, my goodness, I wouldn't have to like sit and listen and take notes if I did do it that way. I mean, you think any of them could do that? So what they do and what they say speaks volumes. It speaks louder than anything they could scream at you. It speaks louder than anything they can type in a chat. It speaks louder than any stupid sign they can hold while screaming at you and, you know, trying to get your job, your home. And the only other point I'm going to make, and this isn't necessarily just directed at them. When I come in here and I talk about these people, trust and believe it's because I feel strongly about something I've seen them do. What I don't do is for sport, go and harass people and try and spread my misery around. There are some incredibly ill people on here. Some of them just don't show you quite as much as this man does, in my opinion. So, I mean, I wish I could say that I could see a time when this would stop. It won't. I mean, but at some point, I would think everybody needs to break out of their little, you know, circle. And please, can we do this? Let's keep this in perspective, okay? Hey, Tattoos, how are you? I fully acknowledge I have a almost invisible channel in terms of this community. I mean, it is a grain of sand in a beach. But if you want to take all of YouTube, drop that pebble in the water and watch those rings expand. And I would say to you that all of these people also have little teeny tiny channels. I mean, keeping it in perspective. And if you want to throw a larger pebble into the wider pond, and now how about the whole internet? Well, then they are also a grain of sand. And I'm okay with, listen, when I choose people that I want to listen to, I already said, I don't listen to creators who speak in crayon. So I don't choose who I listen to based on how many subs they have. Like, I don't say, oh, well, this is probably a really good quality channel because they've got X amount of people, but can't can't speak like English is their first language. Like, I don't know, Prayer Garden. I mean, Prayer Garden's got a lot of subs. But, there's an ass for every seat. Listen, here's the thing, and this is what also puzzles me. It puzzles me and flatters me at the same time. I'm not trying to be the every woman for every person. I'm not. I don't want PG's people. And I am not a threat to any of these people as far as money. Absolutely not in the money department. I ain't trying to get your super chats, okay? I mean, I'm not saying I will never monetize, but I tell you what, I did it before and then I left soon after. If I ever do that in the future, I absolutely pledge right now I will do exactly what Gray Hughes does, and I think Chasing does it. I will donate a portion of that money, a large portion of that money, towards someone who could really be benefited from it. Y'all, don't you worry. I got Louboutins for days. I don't need you buying me shoes. So that is not what any of this is about for me. So TPs and anybody else, I'm not a threat to you. Not in that department. I'm not on here I will not do a bunch of demeaning, ruthless shit. I will not align with people that I wouldn't sit next to in a restaurant. No. So don't worry about me, okay? You don't need to dox my family. I mean, I can't stop you from doing it, but, and here's where I said it kind of flatters me too. If they're going to go, if they will go to the trouble and bother to do that over me, well, it's not because I'm digging into their pocket, is it? Because I'm not monetized. So, but I really just wish some channels have changed for the worse after monetization. I believe that. Listen, I am not trying to sit up here and say that, listen, I would be disingenuous if I said that there's no part of me that can understand how people can get very carried away with, people wanting to hear what they have to say. But when you have to demean and debase yourself and do stupid shit, no thanks. I have always said, I am thrilled to death that there's one person who gives a shit about anything I have to say. And so is my husband, because he doesn't have to hear it. Oh no, he still does. I still make him watch shit and ask him questions. He's like, honey, I don't know. And then that's usually followed by, because they're fucking nuts. They're crazy. That's why. Yeah. So I get it. I understand how heady it must be to have thousands of people listening to you. But I think there comes a point when you have to go, How about Betty this morning? Girl, here's the thing with her. Sometimes I almost want to give her a trophy. A little like a mini brands trophy. Do y'all know what mini brands are? Mini brands are like these little teeny weeny, they're just little teeny, think of a dollhouse and like food and like grocery store items that would go in a dollhouse kitchen. They're like that big. Like when I saw her the other morning, clearly not even out of bed yet. And she whipped that camera on and, oh, hello, my beautiful coffee bean. Is that what she calls them? Her beautiful coffee beans? What do y'all want to be called? I like, that's the kind of shit. That's where I can give her. It's a conundrum because on one hand, I've already told her, Betty, for God's sake, what the hell are you doing? Girl, Christ, consult a mirror before hitting go live. But on the other hand, it's like, well, you know what? My gosh, she's either got a very strong sense of self or delusion, or maybe both, given 0 Fs. Do you know how much shit I would get done in my life if I rolled like her? Oh, God. My husband has gotten to the point where he has stopped asking if I'm going somewhere. Sometimes I'll come out in the kitchen and be like, oh, here comes Hollywood. But it used to be like I work at home, so as much or as little as I want. Lately, it's been heavy on the little. But yeah, it used to be when I'd have all, the whole thing, the hair, the makeup. Now, don't get it twisted. I have gotten my hair colored religiously every 3 months for 3 months. Holy shit, I'd look like Betty in 3 months. 3 weeks. Since since Moses was writing on tablets, it's been a long time. But I don't necessarily walk around my house in a full beat with lashes and these. But he's finally now gotten to the point where before, when he would, before I started doing this again, or even the first time, it'd be, oh, you got an appointment today? Where are you going today? Now, no, he doesn't even ask. He knows. Tag 8B. Listen, I was telling, I think it was Heels in the Air. I was telling her that my aunt was in the hospital for almost a month awaiting open heart surgery because she had a lot of other problems going on, and they had to get her healthy enough. She was having a lot of, she was losing blood, and they were trying like hell to figure out where, because she could not have this, what did she have? She had to have not a valve. No, it was a valve. Whatever it was, it had to be, it was, full zipper, open heart, big, huge deal. But all those weeks when they were, oh my God, you've never seen so many tests. And she's in her 70s, mid 70s. When I went to go see her in the hospital, because I've always been very close to her, when I went to go see her in the hospital, it didn't matter what time it was. She had her bright red lipstick. And that was one of the things that she wanted from home. She's like, I need my lipstick. And she, you know how they have that tray that wheels up to the bed, and she kept her with her cell phone, she kept her lipstick there. Looking beyond, I agree. I mean, hey Heels, how you doing? Did you hear me talking about you? I was telling the lovely people about me telling you that my aunt, who was awaiting open heart surgery, the one thing she was not going without in that hospital was a red lipstick. But yeah, wouldn't you think? Listen, if for no other reason, she'd stop getting drugged so much, if she just put a little, I mean, I'm not trying to be unrealistic here, like thinking she's gonna do what I do. And believe me, I only do it for this. I do not walk around when I go to the grocery store, the mall. Trust and believe, I do not have fake lashes on. I put on a tinted moisturizer. That's what I put on when I go to the grocery store. I do not sit around like this when I'm not going on camera. But my God, no, I'm not going to give you that. Like, I wouldn't come on here and, I mean, that thing the other morning, I don't recommend that to anyone. Damn this lighting. Every time the sun gets covered with the clouds, it makes the camera lens adjust for the, and I cannot, it's like I can't, the overhead light, it's way too much. I think I'm going to try and keep the blind all the way open. It's only partially open right now. All right, well, oh, well, I hope you're out of the hospital now, Tag 8. Oh, my, you know what? Believe it or not, my hair is very, 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 very dry. It's got, I put oil in it. And I was just at the hairdresser yesterday. That's why it looks fairly shiny. Trust me, even when you go every 3 weeks, I get one good week where it looks pretty good. Next week, this time, it'll start looking a little janky. And by the 3rd week, I'm like, snowing. Oh my God. I have my air on 70. Heels. Well, there's a reason why Chronicles of Olivia has 120,000 and Betty is still circling the drain at 28. That's hilarious. Oh, snow, God. I wouldn't mind having some snow right now. Although my husband probably thinks, oh my God, that light, holy shit. I'm sure my husband thinks it's pretty damn Arctic in he's in his office, I'm in mine, and we're on the same side of the house, but on that side, we're on opposite ends, and he'll be in there wearing a parka. And he comes out and he'll say, it's freezing in here. I'm like, no, it's not. Oh, hippie, try washing it less. They're in Florida. Yeah, we are officially at the AC portion of the program here in Florida. There will not be any turning the air off from this point forward. Oh my goodness. Well, I need to go to the grocery store. The only thing there is to eat in this house is 2 box of Johnny Rockets popsicle. My husband is, honest to God, he's one of the funniest people in the world. I came home from the store the other day. I had Pop Tarts, Fruity Pebbles, popsicles, and my husband looked at me taking all out of the bag, and he said, "What? Do you, when you go to the grocery store, do they ask you if you run a daycare?" Yep. I don't know what it is that happens once you get a certain age, that boop, that sugar flip gets switched, and oh my goodness, it's very hard to turn that switch off. Oh, snickerdoodle. Yeah. Me and the Fruity Pebbles. I can put away a box a day, no problem. All right, kids. Look, I still have my cute little pink duck that my nephew gave me. All right. My sciatic nerve is starting to scream at me, and I need to go to the grocery store. So I'm sure I will see you. What's today? Wednesday. I've got something going on tomorrow. So maybe Friday. God knows what kind of shit will transpire between now and Friday. And hey, just remember, oh, Fruity Pebble popcorn. Ooh, that sounds good. I have a recipe for a fruit. Prissy actually gave it to me. It's for a Fruity Pebble cake, and it's gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I know it's going to be sweet, like sweet beyond, like probably so sweet it's 2 bites maybe. But I'm going to make it for Easter. So if it's good, I will post it in the community page. And oh, my husband was just at Sam's. I'm writing that down because that sounds like it's right up my alley. Well, you guys, I would say that if you're in a position to do so and you're able to speak out against this really horrible, shitty behavior, please do. I mean, like I said, this kind of stuff has been going on from the beginning of time. This is what people who are doing wrong, I mean, throughout history, this is how this goes. They're doing wrong. There's plenty of people who know they're wrong, but they're afraid of the repercussions that can come, which I understand. So I guess I would just say, if you are in a position to do it, do it. Okay. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining me, and I'll see you. I'll see you out there in some of those chats, or probably Friday. I'm still pulling images for the Tragedy Pimps Fashion Popo edition. That one's going to be fun. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye.